The thoroughbred is a magnificent animal, bred for speed, bred to compete, the sport of kings.
Wow, West Coast has it by 6.
It's the all-new Let's Go Racing from Parks Casino and Racetrack. It's action-packed and fun for the entire family.
3 of them are right together with 1 furlong to go.
Let's Go Racing is brought to you by the Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association. It's fun to see them run.
Welcome everybody to Let's Go Racing. Danny Gibson here, joining you with Dick Girardium. We're coming to you from our Parks Racing studio, but it is Pennsylvania Derby Day. That's the Bet Parks Pennsylvania Derby. We're really excited. 10 stakes races. Make sure you come out and join us here at Bensalem. Gates open at 11. Get your hat, and post time's at 12:05.
Yeah, we got 13 races, Danny. We got a record $4.1 million in purses, 10 stakes, 5 graded, $100,000 maiden races, trying to break the record that was set last year of $13.2 million handle. I thought last year was the best card in the history of the track. This is even better. Kudos to the racing office. Great job.
Oh, great job by them for sure. Dave-O did a fantastic job and his team. And if the horses weren't enough, we're going to have 2 very special guests here on the track.
We are indeed. Brian Dawkins, the Eagles Hall of Famer, is going to be here, and he's going to do the riders up for the Pennsylvania Derby, which just happens to include a horse named B-Dawk. And Jameer Nelson, the 2004 National College Player of the Year at St. Joe's and 2009 NBA All-Star, will also be here. He's going to do the riders up for the $1 million contest.
Oh, really cool. The only Eagles jersey I ever owned was a Dawkins jersey.
Number 20.
Number 20. Here's more with our executive director, Jeff Meddy, and all that exciting stuff.
You know, Brian was probably the most beloved figure in Philly sports. You know, he was the epitome of Philly athlete. So it's going to be great to get him out here. What sort of inspired that was B-Dawk running in the Pennsylvania Derby, trained by Doug O'Neill, owned by Joe Bessaker, a St. Joe's graduate. So there's a lot of local connections, local stories here that are going to build up to the greatest day in Pennsylvania racing.
And Jameer Nelson, a fellow graduate like you of St. Joe's. What are your memories of Jameer?
You know, he was a big reason I had St. Joe's on the map. You know, I went to St. Joe's. I'm a 2014 graduate, but back in 2004, you know, we had Smarty Jones running around the track, and we had St. Joe's, you know, refusing to lose basketball games. So again, it was another great storyline, and we can't wait to bring it all together here at Parks Racing on Saturday.
Lots of buzz about the big race, and of course our favorite shipped in Tuesday, our likely favorite, Taba for trainer Bob Baffer. We were both there. We saw him get off the van. He looked phenomenal.
Yeah, look, he cost $1.7 million, and he looked every bit of the part. This is a really talented horse. Looks like he'll be the favorite in the Bet Parks Pennsylvania Derby, and we were able to catch up with assistant trainer Jimmy Barnes, who often travels with the Bob Baffert horses to the big races. Jimmy, Taba ran terrific in the Haskell. Where is he in relation to that race?
Absolutely. You know, this is he's a lightly raced horse, so, you know, any race that he could have, he'll benefit from. You know, he hadn't ran since the Derby. He really showed up that day. I think we just got beat a head or a nose. It was unfortunate that we lost, but, you know, with a race under our belt, he should be ready to go.
And one of our stakes horses today that'll be running in the Plum Pretty, defending her title from last year, is Chubwagon. Here's more with owner and breeder Danny Lopez.
She's doing about the same as last year for the Plum Pretty, and I thought last year was a little bit tougher than it comes up this year. You had Vault, who's a graded 2 stake winner in New York, came here, and the horse that was third was pretty decent too. So I figure she fits.
Oh, she definitely fits. She's the queen here. She did get a loss last time, and you attribute it to maybe the track being closed. She's a horse that likes the train. Tell us about that.
Well, they closed for training here the first week in August for 4, 5, 6 days. And it's just twice in a row that she got beaten the same race, coming off that 5 or 6 day break and not training. Could that have been it? I'd have to lean towards it because she really didn't run a race last time, and she didn't run a race the year before.
Well, stick around. We're going to head to a break, but we're going to have more on our stakes horses that'll be running here today at Parks, and as well, we're going to hit the national scene as well.
Here comes Modern Games, absolutely punishing them.
This year, Parks Racing is proud to announce the 2022 Grade 1 Pennsylvania Derby is now the Bet Parks Pennsylvania Derby. Join us on Saturday, September 24th for all the graded stakes action. 10 stakes races total, including 5 graded stakes races. The free hat giveaway and fun for the whole family. where parking and admission are always free. Highlighted by the Grade 1 Cotillion Stakes and the Grade 1 Bet Parks Pennsylvania Derby. Gates open at 11 a.m. First post time is 12:05. Join us on Saturday, September 24th for the biggest day of racing in Pennsylvania.
If you want action and you want it now, you got to get the new Parks Racing mobile app. Wager and watch thoroughbred and harness racing from around the world. With the Parks Racing mobile app, it's easy to open and fund your account. Then place your wagers and cheer on your horse as they thunder down the stretch. With the Parks Racing mobile app, you'll easily make withdrawal requests, view the previous day's replays and results. Plus, open any new account now and you'll be automatically enrolled in the Parks Rewards program. The more you wager, the more you earn. Get the new Parks Racing mobile app and get in on the action.
Here in Pennsylvania, we're proud of our breeding program, the best in North America. But we're also proud to be leaders in this industry. The PA Horse Breeders Association is funding cutting-edge research at Penn Vet to detect gene doping in thoroughbreds. And we endorsed the SAFE Act to help end the slaughter of American horses. Plus, we're pleased to support the aftercare programs set up by our horsemen's groups. Just a few of the reasons why you should join us in Pennsylvania, the premier place to breed and race.
The Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association is the advocate for Parks Racing's horsemen and has worked hard to secure better lives for the hundreds of trainers and their families that work in the thoroughbred racing industry. Our horsemen benefit from medical coverage, trainer pension plans, and increased purses. Thanks to these horsemen, racing at Parks is the very best, providing entertainment for you and the entire family. The Pennsylvania Horsemen are proud to be part of the community and introduce a new generation of fans to the sport of kings.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. Leader of the band will also be in the starting gate for the Plum Pretty for trainer John Service. We caught up with him to hear about her.
You have 3 in the Plum Pretty, and leader of the band's coming in really nice. Gets Johnny Velasquez again.
She's been doing great. You know, off of that Saratoga race, we were looking for a couple different spots. We were thinking in New York, and, you know, just being a PA bred and having the race here, I thought was the best spot to be in. So.
It's kind of a precarious situation. You have 3 horses all going against each other.
Yeah, unfortunately, Leader of the Band and Midnight Obsession have run against each other quite a few times in stakes. But it just worked out that way, and they're all PA bred, so we've taken advantage of the program.
Well, your barn's going to be a full force over there, and a great day for Pennsylvania racing. Tell us about it.
It's a huge day. Biggest day of the year. We have 9 in. So we have a lot of action. It's going to be a great crowd, and it's good for the state. It's good for the business.
Yeah, and John has 3 in the Plum Pretty, all coming out of the John Service barn. He's going to be very busy that day. Well, let's get to some national racing. Big day up at Woodbine. It's the Grade 1 $1 million Woodbine Mile, and this is for the turf horses. Of course, our favorite is Modern Games.
Yeah, remember Modern Games? We saw him at the Breeders' Cup where he won, but you didn't get paid if you bet on him because you couldn't bet on him, but that's another story altogether. Most recently second to Baid, who just happens to be the undefeated superstar over in Europe.
And Ivar takes second choice at 5-2. Joe Telemo is regular jockey.
Yeah, and Ivar's a Grade 1 winner and ran really well in the Breeders' Cup Mile last year. A really, really good horse. And is really Modern Games that much better than Ivar? I guess we're about to see.
Well, here's track announcer Robert Geller with a really good call of the Woodbine Mile.
Away and racing in the Rica Woodbine Mile. And back to last Ivar as they break. A very nice start for Get Smokin', War Bomber, and Town Cruise on the outside. They're the top trio. A length to Mighty Heart, darting up on the inside against the hedge. 1.5 to Finest Sound, followed by in the center, Shell Spite. Racing up on the inside, Wakanaka. Homer's Screen on the outer. Modern Games is back third last early. Ivar is second last. And the early trailer, March to the Arch. About 8 lengths covers the field and Get Smokin' at a fairly modest tempo in front by 3/4. War Bomber, Mighty Heart, and Town Cruise in fourth. Ryder Peeps around. A length away, Finest Sound improving nicely in the center. Wakanaka on the inside. Modern Games about 5 off the lead, tucked up on the inside of Shell Spite. Ivar is in behind them. Second last, Homer's Screen. And 2.5 away last is March to the Arch. A half mile to run in the Rico Woodbine Mile and Get Smokin' a neck in front. In second is War Bomber. A length and a half to Mighty Hearts. Had the run of the race. Town Cruise on the outside. Finest Sound is running up on the outer. Back on the rail, Wakanaka followed by Shell Spite. Modern Games will will have to find a way through on the rail. Ivor starts to wind up. Homer Screen dropped out and marched to the arch at the top of the stretch. And it's War Bomber who went to the front with Mighty Heart Town Cruise. And trying to run through is Wakanaka. And down the outside, here comes Modern Games, absolutely punishing them. Modern Games race past them in a blink. And Modern Games out in front, 2 lengths to Finest Sound, who's run to second. And this 3-year-old is a star in the Rico Woodbine Mile. Modern Games, and this time you can cash your ticket. Modern Games by 5 lengths.
And Modern Games just stamped himself a Breeders' Cup favorite with that impressive win.
Yeah, I think if you're looking at the Breeders' Cup at this point, Danny, you're thinking, who's really likely to win? He's really likely to win the mile. I mean, he beat Ivar by 5, and Ivar is a really good horse. And I love the call by Robert Geller at the end where he said, this time, you can cash your ticket, and you're probably going to be able to cash another one in Keeneland in November.
Yeah, after that debacle that happened at Santa Anita, people are still upset about that. Well, let's stick with the turf horses. It's another big race at Belmont at the Big A. It's the Grade 3 Caesars Jockey Club Derby Invitational. 1.5 miles. It's a long one. Big purse, $1 million. And another Charlie Appleby favorite, Nation's Pride. Frankie Del Torre makes the trip his first time at Aqueduct in 32 years.
Yeah, how about that? Hadn't been at Aqueduct since 1990. And Appleby and Godolphin, they just won the Woodbine Mile like 5 minutes before this race. Nation's Pride is going to be very difficult to beat. Has already won one of these big races, the Saratoga Derby.
And our buddy Kenny McPeak has second choice Classic Causeway. You saw him run in the Kentucky Derby on dirt. Now he's dominating in turf races.
He'll be in front because he always is. He is fast.
Here's the call of the race.
And they're off in the Caesars Jockey Club Derby. And Classic Causeway goes right out for the early lead, with Nation's Pride not far behind in second. Daunt is in between horses. Artican's on the outside. And then Wicked Fast, followed by the Gray Wizard. And the 3-year-olds on their journey in this 1.5 mile event. And it is Classic Causeway who sets the pace here, leads by a length. Daunt is running in second. And the favorite, Nation's Pride, is in third. On the outside, Artican. The opening quarter went in 23 and 4/5 seconds. They go around the first of 3 turns, and it is Classic Causeway with Daunt on the outside, and now getting closer in second. Nation's Pride sits just off them in third. Artican to his outside, and at the back are Wicked Fast and the Gray Wizard. As they come through the stretch, it is Classic Causeway in front by 3/4 of a length. Daunt is on the outside in second, and Nation's Pride and Artican race as a team third and fourth. A break of 3 lengths back to the Gray Wizard, and Wicked Fast is last of 6 as the field heads into the clubhouse turn. Classic Causeway continues to lead here. It is Classic Causeway on top through a 1/2 mile in 48 and 1, 3/4 and 1, 12 and 2. And now they're on the back stretch. Classic Causeway by a 1/2 length. Daunt is on the outside in second, with Nation's Pride down at the rail, Artican on the outside, followed by the Gray Wizard. And at the back is Wicked Fast. Midway up the Aqueduct backstretch, with Classic Causeway still in front by 3/4 of a length. Daunt is on the outside in second. Nation's Pride has been tracking the entire way, now 2.5 lengths behind. Artican, then the Gray Wizard, and Wicked Fast. It is still Classic Causeway, the one to catch. Ran the mile in 1 minute 37 seconds. Daunt is being asked for more in second. Nation's Pride still sitting chilly there in third. Artican's on the far outside, and now they're at the top of the stretch. And it is Classic Causeway, and here is Nation's Pride now up on the outside to challenge. Nation's Pride has taken the lead from Classic Causeway. The Gray Wizard down at the rail, then Daunt and Artican. And Nation's Pride is opening up here in the stretch.
Frankie Del Torre getting the flying dismount with Nation's Pride. A big win for him for Charlie Appleby.
Yeah, I would love the flying dismount when Frankie comes to the U.S. to see it. And that NTRA triple's been fun, but dominated again by Appleby and Godolphin. Danny, they won 3 Grade 1s, including another one up at Woodbine on Saturday, and they are going to be very difficult to deal with at Keeneland in November.
Godolphin with a strong handle. Speaking of turf races, the Turf Monster is today, and that's right, is a very fast 3-year-old colt for trainer Mike Moore. Here's more on him. We went to his barn to see him. We got That's Right coming up in the Grade 3 Turf Monster. He looks really strong in there, coming from post 1.
Yeah, we're excited to be running on the big day, like the biggest day Parks has. He drew down inside, which I don't think will be a problem for him because he got so much speed. Andy's good at getting him out of the gate. You know, he gets out good, gets in front, and then we'll see if he finishes the race.
He's got some serious speed. Talk about his speed.
Yeah, I always say that when we run him, I mean, his speed actually amazes me because in these short turf races, there's a lot of speed. But meanwhile, he's a couple lengths, if not more, faster than them early, and it really does amaze me how quickly he gets to the front.
Well, we hope we get to see him out there and do his thing in the Turf Monster.
He's going to be in front.
Yeah, Mike Moore's feeling really good about it. Well, we're going to head to our break, but when we come back, more stakes horses, more on Pennsylvania Derby Day, and some race recaps. Stick around.
Turning for Home is a nonprofit that has provided nearly 2,800 former racehorses with a safe retirement. The program was created through the foresight of the Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association.
We all love animals, and to give back to something that helps us so much, it's a great thing.
Responding to the need for a better system that addressed the uncertain future for the retiring equine population at Parks Racing, the PTHA rallied horsemen to support the program.
These horses can do anything from hunter jumpers to western to therapeutic riding.
Turning for Home became the first on-track retirement program at a year-round racetrack.
We want to make sure that our horses that have run so well for us over the years get the great opportunity to get a new vocation.
Out of everything that we've done in Pennsylvania for racing, I think that's the thing we can be most proud of.
If you would like to help these amazing animals find a great second career and forever home, please give us a call or contact us at turningforhome.org.
Racehorses are pampered,
treated with care, and loved.
Nothing is more important than their health and their safety.
We do right by them,
and they do right by us.
The hard-working folks
who proudly earn our living
in Pennsylvania's horse racing
and breeding industries.
Horse racing is a lot of fun.
But it's so much more.
It provides tens of thousands of jobs.
Jobs. And billions in economic impact each year.
All across the Commonwealth.
Horse racing in Pennsylvania. It's a winner.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. The Cotillion for our 3-year-old fillies, another big race you'll see today at $1 million, and it is a grade 1. Well, Morning Matcha will be in the starting gate for trainer Butch Reed. We caught up with him on her. Butch, a huge day for your barn. You guys have been getting ready for this all year. 12 horses, and talk about just the logistics of that alone.
Yeah, it's like the moon and stars lined up. The races came up perfectly for a lot of horses, and we have been pointing for it for quite some time. So hopefully it'll be the fruition of a lot of hard work.
Morning Matcha, she's very deserving to be in the grade 1 Cotillion. Talk about the ride that this little filly's taken you on.
Yeah, she's been fantastic. For a relatively inexpensive filly we bought as a yearling. She hasn't missed a dance in about the last year and a half, and tries every time, so we decided to go ahead and give her a shot and see if we couldn't get some grade 1 placing or and a nice piece of it.
We're going to get into some race recap. Another big race from Belmont at the Big A was the Grade 3 Jockey Club Oaks Invitational. 1 mile and 3/8 on the turf. $700,000 is the purse. Keep your eye on the one, huh?
Yeah, so if it's not Appleby, it's Chad Brown, of course, with McEwitt. It was named after Chad's very first employee. She is the one. She's got a great record, Danny, nothing but 1s, 2s, and 3s, and this is going to be a great finish. Toscana Bell has been there the whole way, and McEwitt is just going to get by to win this thing by a half a length under that man, Irad Ortiz.
Yeah, just inside that 8th pole. Exciting finish. Let's head to Churchill Downs. It's the Grade 3 Iroquois Stakes for 2-year-olds. This is a long one for the 2-year-olds. 1 mile and 16, $300,000 is a purse. Looks like lots going on here, Dick.
Yeah, for sure. Echo again is the big favorite, along with Damon's Mound, and they're in the race until they're out of the race. They just drop out completely. Danny, and Curly Jack, the 5, is going to come from the back with this thing by a length at 10-1. Only a 78 buyer. I don't think there's any threat in the Breeders' Cup, but this is the first points race for the 2023 Kentucky Derby. There's 37 races all told. They've tweaked it a little bit. Instead of the top 4 get points now, next year it's going to be the top 5. The Breeders' Cup Juvenile winner goes from 20 points to 30. And those early 3-year-old races like the LeCompte, They go from 10 points to the winner to 20, so it's been tweaked a little bit. This will be the 11th year of the point system at Churchill for the Derby.
Well, Curly Jack, a nice son of Good Magic, who stamped himself quite the sire. A nice win there for Tom Amos. And speaking of the Derby, it's all about the Bet Parks Pennsylvania Derby, and one of our local connections is going to try to take on the $1 million race. We caught up with Felix Flores Coba, who's taken Icy Storm at 30-1. You're getting ready for the biggest race in your career, and your barn has been doing so well. What gives you the confidence to go into this Grade 1 with Icy Storm?
He showed me he will try every time he got there, and he really surprised me last time when he ran the 7/8. It was 1 mile against a nice horse, Scaramouche. I know he's a really nice horse, and he really gave me a good try. I said, you know what, it's a 3-year-old race. I said, I would take a chance. We're against 3-year-old. That make me think about it, you know, and I want to give him a fair shot. And every time he runs, when I give him enough time, 4 or 5 weeks, he always try really hard. He give me his best, so why not give him an opportunity, you know, like it's whole race and anything can happen.
And Icy Storm is by Keen Ice, and Keen Ice did upset American Pharoah.
I was there at the 2015 Travers Day, I remember vividly.
Well, let's see if our boy Chewy can do it. Felix Flores Coba, we affectionately call him Chewy. But Uriah St. Louis, another one of our Parks connections who is used to pulling upsets all around the country, is going to have Forewarned running in the Greenwood Cup. It's a long race, 1.5 miles, but Forewarned is well suited for it.
He is well suited, and it's Uriah, and you always have to pay attention. Uriah and Dexter Haddock have become a terrific combination.
We caught up with the barn with them. Here's what he had to say about his horse. Uriah, you got a bunch of horses in for the big day, and Forewarned, of course, the upset king. How excited are you?
I'm very excited. Hopefully we will do good that day. You know, they're all training good, coming into it good, and hopefully lucky and win the race.
Forewarned, you said, made $900,000. What an incredible buy for you and your family.
He was, we bought him at the sale because nobody wanted to go in the stall with him because he was a biter and he bites a lot. He loved to bite. But we went in and looked at him and thought he was worth the money, and we paid $40 for him and we got lucky.
Well, you got a big day here with your family. What would it mean to win the Greenwood Cup or the Turf Monster?
Well, we won the Greenwood Cup already, so if we could win it again, it would be nice, you know. And the Turf Monster, hopefully we get a good shot and win it too.
Well, very exciting for our Parks Racing connections here. Well, we have a lot more coming up after this break. Dick and I are going to give you our picks for the 2 $1 million races. Plus, we're going to hear from more Parks people. All this on the other side.
The Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association is the advocate for Parks Racing's horsemen and has worked hard to secure better lives for the hundreds of trainers and their families that work in the thoroughbred racing industry. Our horsemen benefit from medical coverage, trainer pension plans, and increased purses. Thanks to these horsemen, racing at Parks is the very best, providing entertainment for you and the entire family. The Pennsylvania Horsemen are proud to be part of the community and introduce a new generation of fans to the sport of kings.
This year, Parks Racing is proud to announce the 2022 Grade 1 Pennsylvania Derby is now the Bet Parks Pennsylvania Derby. Join us on Saturday, September 24th for all the graded stakes action. 10 stakes races total, including 5 graded stakes races. The free hat giveaway and fun for the whole family, where parking and admission are always free. Highlighted by the Grade 1 Cotillion Stakes and the Grade 1 Bet Parks Pennsylvania Derby. Gates open at 11 a.m. First post time is 12:05. Join us on Saturday, September 24th for the biggest day of racing in Pennsylvania.
Racehorses are pampered.
Treated with care and loved.
Nothing is more important than their health and their safety.
We do right by them,
And they do right by us.
the hard-working folks
Who proudly earn our living.
In Pennsylvania's horse racing,
and breeding industries.
Horse racing is a lot of fun.
but it's so much more.
It provides tens of thousands of jobs,
Jobs and billions in economic impact each year.
all across the Commonwealth.
Horse racing in Pennsylvania, it's a winner.
Here in Pennsylvania, we're proud of our breeding program, the best in North America. But we're also proud to be leaders in this industry. The PA Horse Breeders Association is funding cutting-edge research at Penn Vet to detect gene doping in thoroughbreds. And we endorsed the SAFE Act to help end the slaughter of American horses. Plus, we're pleased to support the aftercare programs set up by our horsemen's groups. Just a few of the reasons why you should join us in Pennsylvania, the premier place to breed and race.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. Lots of excitement here today as it is Bet Parks Pennsylvania Derby Day. Well, Lou Linder is a trainer that's been here for many years, and he's going to send out a Pennsylvania bred in the Parks Dirt Mile, Far Mo Power. We went to his barn to meet his horse.
You got Far Mo Power in the Parks Dirt Mile. How's he coming into the race?
Really well, really well. He's coming up to it good. We were kind of on the fence, see how he was coming up to it, but we like where he's at.
He's got a closing stride that he really gets there. How do you think that mile's going to suit him with Dexter?
I think second time going long, I think it'll be in his favor. He's always wanted 2 turns, but them 7/8 races, he was the king, so we kept him in there. But I think the more distance, the better he'll be.
I got to get to know his personality a little bit. He's really got a nice, docile personality and brains as well as the body.
Yeah, he does everything well. He's smart, and he's easy to work with. He's a nice horse to be around.
What would it be like to win a big race like that here with on your home turf with your family here?
Well, that's why we get up in the morning and do all this stuff for these big days. It would be nice.
Well, we wish all of our local connections all the best in the big races today, but make sure you get out here. It is the biggest day in Pennsylvania horse racing. Gates open at 11. First post is 12:05. Fun, family fun in the picnic grove. I mean, I'm going to be filtering through there.
Of course you are, and it's going to be cool for everybody. Football fans, basketball fans, Eagles Hall of Famer Brian Dawkins is going to do the Riders Up for the Bet Parks Pennsylvania Derby. Jameer Nelson, all-time great at St. Joe's, National Player of the Year in 2004, will be doing the Riders Up for the Cotillion. And it's just going to be cool all day long. But if you can't get here, 4:30 to 6:30, PHL 17, right? Just dial it right back here on the network. Neil Hartman, myself, Danny, Kate and Bradar, Maggie Wolfendale, we'll bring it all to you.
Oh yeah, you got to DVR it. Well, now it gets time to our picks.
Yes.
What do you think of for the Cotillion?
I like Green Up. I thought her performance in the Catherine Sophia was sensational. I thought she absolutely loved the track. She's 4 for 4 for Todd Pletcher, 100 buyer figure. I'm going with Green Up. She's 6-1. Please give me 6-1.
Well, Green Up has a very good shot. I got to stick with my heart. Secret Oath. I love her. I just love everything about her. It's the coach. Very excited to have our Kentucky Oaks winner here. Hopefully our Cotillion winner. And let's get to the boys. What about the Pennsylvania Derby?
Yeah, I think to me, as I'm looking at the race, Danny, I think it finally is a race where Zandon is going to be able to have his best shot because I think there's enough pace in it. I don't think he's going to win, though. When Baffert comes east with a live horse, he wins. I like Taba over Zandon and 8-1 Cold Exact.
I'm with you. I saw Taba. He looks great. I like Taba over Tawnyport. I think Irad is going to give Taba all he wants, but I think it's going to be a great race. Hope you guys can join us, but if not, catch our show on PHL 17. Gates open at 11. Come enjoy the Pennsylvania Derby. That wraps it up for Dick and I.
And they're off. Speaker's Corner has early speed. Hot Rod Charlie, Midnight Bourbon, American Revolution. American Revolution, a 16th to go. Hot Rod Charlie is opening up. Hot Rod Charlie will win the Pennsylvania